So this is the video tutorial about illumination. And I'm going to talk about the nature of vision. And the first thing I'm going to do is explain a little bit how an eye works. So an eye is like a sphere and is connected to the brain by a nerve. And this optic nerve is going to pass like electric impulse to the brain, and the brain is going to figure out wherever this was like very much like old-fashioned photographic camera. So yeah, we got this eye, and here we got the cornea, which is the white that you see in the eye, and then there is like a opening here. Now the opening, that opening is the pupil, and the actual thing that we see around inside our eyes, that some people got blue, some other people got green, normally people have a brown, that is the iris. Now here behind this there is a lens, and it's got some muscles here. Now that is by convex lens. It's got this shape, and it's made like if it was the jellyfish. It's transparent, completely transparent, and it is very much like the lens in a magnifying glass. Now there are muscles here that pull it or don't pull it, and in that way they change the shape. They make it more convex, or they flatten it. And by doing this, they modify the path light takes through this lens and allows us to see better things at different distances. It's like the focus on a normal photographic camera. So, and this is completely transparent. It's like very much like jellyfish, the flesh of jellyfish. So with the pupil, by opening and contracting, you control the amount of light getting inside, and then with this lens you make the image sharper. Yeah? If you look at, and I'm going to show you with this camera, if I put my finger here, you can see everything knitted there, which is my finger and the drawing at the back. But if I put my finger closer to the lens, in theory my finger will be, as you can see, the background gets blurry. Yeah, and now the lens of autofocus of my telephone makes the image sharp. So that's how this works. Saying that, the image comes inside and is projected here in the retina at the back of your eye, and there are here different receptors. If there is sufficient light, you will be able to tell color, but if it's too dark and your pupils are open very, very wide, then you're not going to be able to see color so sharply. You might have a very gray image. We are used to it and we don't realize, but in reality there is a, let's say, optimum amount of light that will get inside your eye, where you will have your pupil very closed, so you will have a very sharp image. You will have good color perception. You will be able to see everything, but that light is not going to irritate your retina. It's not going to cause you harm in the eyes. You know that when the light is too powerful, it's not good. But when the light is not powerful enough, it's not good either. So the eye, to function, needs a level of light. And this level of light is what you want to have. And in construction, it is important to know what are we going to be, what are we going to be doing. Now, if you're in an office and you're typing in your computer, you need certain amount of light. But you're in your living room chilling out, you might not want to have so much light that you will have in an office because you want to relax. So you might have sufficient light that you see everything that is around, but that light is going to be soothing, it's going to be relaxing. And that is what I'm trying to describe here. So this is how the eye works. And now, but what we see is actually not what we see, is what the brain wants to see. So the perception that we have is that we see and we contrast what we see with our eyes, but that's not always the case. And I'm going to prove you what the brain does to us. Now, you've probably seen this before, but I'm going to do it again because it never stops shocking me. So I'm making this line, and this line measures 5 centimeters. That's 50 millimeters. And I'm going to make another line, and this line is going to measure also 5 centimeters. Now, this line and this line is the same length. Now I'm going to make this line longer and this line shorter. By doing this, by tricking my brain to believe that. So it's almost done. Now my brain and your brain thinks that this line and this line are different, and that this line is much shorter than this line. And if you were going to be asked how much shorter this line is, you will say like it's at least 10, 12 millimeters. But I'm going to draw a line that is 5 centimeters now. And I'm going to make another line next to it that is 5 centimeters and another 12. Yeah, you could tell. You will say that this line is more like this one. In fact, this looks shorter than this one. And you will say that this line is more or less like this one, but it's not. If we measure it again, that's 5. And if I measure it here, that's 5. So this line and this line are equal in length. You see me doing this, it doesn't matter how much we know it, our brain is going to see what the brain wants to see. And that's a little bit about how vision works, how the eye works, and that's going to be the first tutorial for illumination. Now, the point is, this eye requires an optimum amount of light, which is a wide range. It's not a perfect parameter there. We are inside the room, we got much less light, we still see very well. We are in the open, and there's lots and lots and lots of light, and we still are able to see well. But we need to provide the right amount of light in the right place in a building for the activity that we are doing in that particular room in that building. And this is what this unit is all about. And that is my first tutorial about illumination.